What is going on, everyone? How is it going? Good evening. Welcome back to another Kneejerk stream. I'm a bit darker today because I moved the lights, but I realise I'm still freaking shiny as anything. So it hasn't helped at all. Just got one thing to say. Remember the name Daniel Jebison. What a legend. 1-0 to Sheffield United. The perfect result if you didn't own any Everton players, especially if you've been worried about Calvert-Lewin and Antonio since Bamford got his 1-pointer. But to be honest, it was absolutely happy days. Happy days. So yeah, let me know how you're getting on. Jebison in. This game it was crazy that Alisson goal was doing a watch along for it. Thank you to everyone that joined. If you didn't join when Alisson scored, it was absolutely nuts. But I'm happy I got a green arrow. It's been a good week. It was a good start to the week with the Leeds game, apart from Bamford. Villa were rubbish. Everything else kind of went okay, to be completely honest with you. Everton disaster. Yeah, I'm glad because I did think Bamford and Antonio were better for the 3 game weeks, but this was the one I was worried about. So now DCL's not scored. Bamford and Antonio for me are definitely better. So for anyone that didn't go for Calvert-Lewin, they're loving life. For anyone that did, hating life right now. Daniel Jefferson. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. Hell of a week to have a bad week. I don't think it was that bad a week to have a bad week, was it? I mean, I think a lot of people probably in the same boat. Wood blank, Antonio blank, Bamford blank, Calvert-Lewin blank. Yeah, absolutely mad. All that stress over whether to go for Antonio or Bamford, maybe Calvert-Lewin, and they all get like 1 or 2 points. That was a good chance for Calvert-Lewin, yeah. Granted, that was a good chance. I'm now 15 points off the top 1,000. It's possible to get back there. I'm sure we're going to be talking about Jota in this stream. I've decided to start starting the streams like straight away. So instead of going go live and then have the starting soon screen for 5 minutes, just going kind of live straight away ish. So I'm going to let a few more people get in, then we'll start looking at. I know Jota replacements are going to be the talk of the town. I think that's probably all we'll talk about for like an hour. But I'm sure there's some other. I'm sure there's some other questions out there. I've got my kind of thoughts and stuff on transfers and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm languishing around 6k. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of the same. I've been going up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't know. Just keep going, I guess. Christ, I'm really dark. Let me turn. Can I turn this a bit? Oh, no. The lighting's going to just be off the whole time. Who cares? No one wants to see me anyway. Do you really come into this stream and ask me if another stream is live? Like, seriously. If you go and check their Twitter, you'll know exactly when it's going live. 57 with 3 hit, not bad. So I am on 58. Which is, I think, is pretty good this week. No hit, no free hit. I think it's pretty decent. I'm up to 1,827, which is not bad. Overall points 24.29. It's looking all right. With 2 weeks to go, the team's looking pretty good as well. I think I wasn't sure what to do for 37, 38. And now Jota's just basically helped me out, I guess. Didn't necessarily need or want to do need or want to do anything this week, but I'm going to be doing something for sure. I don't want to use my bench. You and Blackbox need to do some scheduling. You can watch them after, though. Watch them first, then come and watch me, or watch me, then go and watch that. I don't know what to say. I always stream at this time on a Sunday. I always stream after the last game on a Sunday. So I've done that for like 3 or 4 years. So there we go. Go and watch them and then come back to this one afterwards if you want to. But yeah, there's not much I can do about it, you know. Got to get Greenwood possibly. Let's just do this bit quick and then we'll talk about Jota because obviously I've got him, so it is kind of a big talking point this week. And obviously my 58 points, they're already totaling. Salah's getting 3 bonus points, which is ridiculous because he only got one wrong return. He doesn't usually get 3 bonus points for just one return, but he did. So yeah, 58 points. Burn's going to come off the bench for Jota. Everyone, you're saying on the deadline stream, make sure you've got Dawson ahead of Burn. Burn went and got a bonus point in a 1-1 draw, which is ridiculous. Neil, thank you very much. 71 free hit, nice. Went from 46k to 27k, buzzing. So you should be. That's a great. That's great to see your last year's rank. Just go on Game Week history, and you can see it down the bottom-ish of the page, I think. I can't remember exactly where. But yeah, Dallas and Rafinha came in for me, which was nice. Bamford, we'll talk about him. Little bit frustrating. Son obviously getting nothing. Kane could have got way more points than he did today. If you went for Kane captain over Salah, I think you got a bit unlucky. Konza and Martinez, frustrating. But I mean, I know that Villa defense is bad, but I mean to concede 3 to Palace, I wasn't expecting that. Burn did start, yeah. So let me put up my team for next week. So this is it. Obviously, Jota's injured. I could just play Iheanacho. I'm not going to, though. I'm definitely going to make a transfer this week. Obviously, I'm definitely keeping Lingard now. And I'm probably going to keep Martinez. Like, Villa are rubbish. They really are. Like, I'm probably going to captain Kane this week. But I'm just going to keep Martinez. I just don't see massive upside in selling him. And there's lots of players you could go for Jota. I'll just quickly say right now, I might do a game week preview tomorrow if I can. I might talk about it a bit more. But I think if you haven't got Rafinha or Harrison, I still think Rafinha is the better option, to be honest. As long as he keeps his fitness for the last couple of games, then they seem like obvious moves. Greenwood as well. I think Man United are hard to call for game week 38. I think there could be rotation. The only thing with Greenwood is I don't think he starts the Europa League final, and therefore I think he could start 37 and 38. So he's potentially a good option. I really like Greenwood this week. I'm just not sure about the last week. Whereas with Rafinha and Harrison from Leeds, you get Southampton away, you get West Brom at home. I'd be very surprised if either of them get benched. Otherwise, if you're feeling risky after what happened this week, you could go for Mahrez and Foden. Mahrez or Foden, or if you're going to take a hit. Because if they didn't start the last game, they've got to start this one, you think. But for me, the problem with them now is, if you get them in for this week, this is their worst game of the final 3 games, in my opinion. Like, Brighton is tough. I know it's Man City, so they probably will win anyway by a couple of goals, maybe even 3. So they could potentially still be good. But you just don't know what's going to happen in that last week, unless Pep mentions it. So I think I would probably, after what happened this week, in game week 36, I'd probably be put off Man City players. I think it's Greenwood or a Leeds midfielder are your main priorities for Jota. If you haven't got that much money, then it gets a little bit more difficult. Torres, but is Torres going to start the next one, or is he going to start in 38? I just don't know. Yeah, okay. The other ones that people are talking about is Willock, because Newcastle got good fixtures. They got Sheffield United, then Fulham. So as fixtures go, they end the season pretty nicely. So yeah, I don't mind Willock, but I prefer Leeds. I think, as we saw, Leeds might have nothing to play for, but they are not going to let up. They're just not going to let up. I've got to say, by the way, just going back to this, I need to rant about it a little bit. I'll probably rant about it again in the team selection. I said between Bamford and Antonio, there was 2 reasons I liked Bamford. One was penalties, and 2 was because he got to play Burnley and not Brighton. And look at the difference in goals. West Ham only score once. Leeds score 4 times against Burnley. I knew it was the better fixture by a long way. He doesn't get any returns. Ugh, so annoying. And now they both play Southampton, West Brom. Okay, but with Jota, that's like direct replacements. Okay, but given that a lot of people have got Iheanacho on the bench, probably, okay, I'm basically going off it from my team, right? I've got Iheanacho. I could just swap him out and bench Jota. So basically play with this lineup, but make my transfer for a forward instead. So I could go for Antonio, West Brom, then Southampton. Or I could go for Cavani. I'm tempted by Cavani, I won't lie. I've basically got 4 million to spend. 4 million. So if I went Iheanacho to... Well, hang on. How much is Aguero? He's 10.3, isn't he? Yeah, 10.3. I can't quite get to him. And I wouldn't get him for this week anyway. I'm tempted by Cavani. And then I would just bench Jota. Now, there's only 2 problems with that, really. One, that absolutely forces another transfer in 38. Because I don't think Cavani's going to start in 38. And obviously Jota will still be injured because he's out for the season. But I don't think I'm going to have to make a defensive transfer for the rest of the season, unless there's an injury, because Dallas has got Southampton and West Brom, just going to play him. Trent's got Burnley and Palace, definitely just going to play him. And Dawson's got West Brom and Southampton. I just don't see much upside in selling him, apart from for one thing, or one player, which I'll show you now. So if I do Iheanacho in for Cavani, there's kind of 2 problems. One is... I have to make a transfer with 38 because Cavani's not going to start, neither is Jota. So one of these 2 goes, I'd have 2 million to spend. So I could punt on... Looking at the fixtures, right, there's only 2 teams where I don't own players from that I think are worthy of a punt, which is Chelsea versus Villa. So it could be Werner in for Cavani, or it could be Pulisic in for Jota, or even Havertz in for Jota. But again, will I know how Chelsea are going to line up the week before the Champions League? Probably not. Leeds versus West Brom, I'm already tripled up. Spurs versus Leicester, I've already got 2 Spurs. Liverpool versus Palace, I've got 3, but one's Jota. And then Man City's the other one. But I'd have to guess just from what goes on in Game Week 37, right? So that's one way, okay? The other way is this. So I stick with Jota. Sorry, I don't stick with Jota. I transfer him out for Greenwood. Bearing in mind, I think there's a chance that Greenwood starts both of the last games. And what that does is it frees up a Liverpool spot. So in Game Week 37, I would just play Salah, Lingard, Song, Greenwood, Rafinha, and then Kane and Bamford up front, and bench Iheanacho because it's Chelsea. And then I'd have 3.7 million to spend. And in Game Week 38, I could still make an attacking change if I wanted to, and just try and roll the dice. Or I do Dawson or Konza, whoever it might be. Probably Konza because Dawson's got a good fixture. I do Konza to Robertson. So I have double Liverpool defence. Now, don't get me wrong. I know today was not a good showing for that because West Brom got in a few times. I'm not bothered about having Chelsea assets versus Martinez. I'm stuck with Martinez, so I don't want that to affect my decisions, to be honest. Villa defence is just not good. And then just get Robertson in. Then I'd have double. I still have triple Liverpool, but I'd have double defence with Dallas. I'd bench Dawson. And Greenwood, I think, is going to start twice. This move is more sensible, the Greenwood move, because it doesn't force me into an attacking change, but I still have the option. And I free up the Liverpool spot if I need it. But Cavani's way more differential, and I think it's very likely he starts against Fulham. And if he gets 70 to 80 minutes, he's probably going to get 70, I guess. There could be damage in that, and he's a big differential. But I'm not really looking elsewhere. I just think Man City, I don't think I want to go there. So that's my 2 why can't I change that? That's my 2 options. That's what I'm thinking. Mane I can't get to without hits. It's not worth it. I'm not going to captain him. He's a good option, don't get me wrong. Burnley and Palace are great options, but it's a hit. Like, it really... Well, it's not a hit, but it means playing Iheanacho. Like, I could save the transfer and do Jota down to whoever, and bring Mane in for someone else and play Iheanacho. But I don't want to do that. I just want to bet against Iheanacho for the 2 tough fixtures. You know, that's it really. So Mane's not in my thoughts, I don't think, unless I come up with some clever way of doing it. Cavani, he's definitely. I think he's going to start. It's 5 days since the last game, so it's Thursday to Tuesday, and I don't see how he starts in 38 when the Europa League final is only 3 days away. It's in front of the fans. They've not got to see him yet. I think he starts. Worth to get a hit last 2 game weeks. I would try and avoid hits the last 2 game weeks, but as always, I said this on the watch long earlier. It really is going to depend. It really is going to depend on what the transfers are. Like, if you're in a situation where you've been screwed by injuries, you might still be worth taking a hit, but that hit now has to repay itself almost straight away. So personally, I'm going to try and avoid them. I think my team's well set up. I've planned this quite far in advance, etc. But yeah, purely like whoever doesn't start in 37 for Chelsea's got to be tempted in 38. Plus, For Chelsea, it's a bit different to City because they've still got top 4 to play for. So that last game of the season could be big. So Werner, Havertz, Pulisic, a little bit tempted. But yeah, Cavani's the one. I'm very tempted to just go for Cavani. Mason Mount, yeah, he's an option. I just think there's better options. I think Greenwood, Rafinha are both better options than Mount, personally. I like Villa on the last day. I don't think Leicester's very easy, though. I think that could be quite tight again. Why do you think Greenwood would play all 2 games and not in the... I don't think he's in Ollie's first 11 right now, Greenwood. I know there's a lot of calls for him to stop playing Fred and McTominay, but he's done it all season in tougher games. I don't think that's going to change. I don't think he's going to go into that final with Fred and Pogba. He probably should, or McTominay and Pogba, whatever it is, and then have Rashford left, because he's better on the left than right, Fernandes in the middle, Greenwood on the right, and then Cavani up front. That's probably how a lot of fans want him to go, but I think he's going to go Fred and McTominay, Pogba on the left, because you can't leave Pogba out, Fernandes in the middle, Rashford on the right, and Cavani up front, which is why I think Greenwood might start both the last 2 games. Plus he's young, so he can get around the recovery time. I've got 4 million in the bank, but again, it's hits. I don't want to take a hit for Mane, to be honest. Plus, I'd have to sell one of Son against Villa, Lingard against West Brom, Salah against. I could sell Iheanacho. Is it worth the hit? Iheanacho down to anyone. You know who I would definitely get? I would put in Jebison, because why the hell not? So I can get Manny for a hit. I just don't know if it's worth a hit. Big differential, don't get me wrong. I really don't know. At least the thing is with this as well, not only does it cost 4 points, what do I do in Game Week 38? I feel like I'm kind of stuck then. I'd probably be... I could just change the goalkeeper. I'm not against that. But yeah, I just don't think a hit is worth it. I just don't. The only thing that worries me about Cavani is Thursday to Tuesday. I know it's quite a long time for most players, but Cavani really has been massively managed. Iheanacho's not a waste. He's just sat there. It doesn't matter. Like we've had strong front eights all season. All season we've had strong front eights. You've got to bench someone. Iheanacho versus Chelsea. I'm not bothered about him sat there at all. I've got 4 million in the bank. I've got so much money to play with. Jefferson will play most informed player and every other forward is injured. I mean, he's got to play now, hasn't he? They're thinking ahead to next season. 38 is a lottery not worth thinking about. Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, I could do Iheanacho. So if I do Greenwood in for Jota, I could do Iheanacho to Chris Wood and bench one of my attackers. Again, though, I don't know who I would bench, to be honest, in Game Week 38. Bench one, Bamford or Lingard. Honestly, I think I would bench Lingard, but I would not be happy about it. I know the problem with Bamford now is we all think he's going to keep getting subbed around the 50th minute, but I don't know. I think it's such a good game. Was benching Wan-Bissaka this week, but now he's in for Jota. Nice. Yeah, good time to play Man United players. I think it'll be fairly full strength against Fulham. At what point do you start to think of next season? Already have after season ends? All right. I'm definitely not going into 38 with 2 frees. I don't even know what I want to do with 1 transfer, let alone 2. I do think 2 free transfers in 38 is good, though, because you just don't know what's going to happen. And also, some managers do give you a steer on who's going to start, which is obviously nice, and you can be flexible. So I think 2 free transfers is good, but my squad can't cope with it. I don't want to play Iheanacho, Konza or Burn this week. So I think because it's a quick turnaround and Man United have had a rest, it might be easier to call than other teams. This might be the good time to try and go a bit different. I mean, Greenwood's not like 100% owned in the top 10k either. But yeah, I won't start worrying about FPL until FPL relaunches once the season's over. Jefferson a shout for the Euros. Could possibly be, Could possibly be. We'll sure play both 2 left. Honestly, I don't know. But my gut instinct is it'll be quite a switch of players in 38, because why risk them? Top 4's done. And that's it. Yeah, Fantasy Euros. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So many people asking me about that. Maybe I need to do a video or something. How many points does a keeper get if they score? I think it's just 6. I think it's just 6 like a defender. Will Mahrez play one of the last 2? He should do, yeah. Won my league by a mile, nice. Thoughts on Jota's St. Maximin? I don't mind either St. Maximin or Willock as a bit of a punt. If you wanted to. I still prefer Leeds and Greenwood, though. Do you fancy doing a 5 things I would change about FPL type video? Possibly. I got to be honest, right? FPL videos just don't do very well when FPL's not alive. Simple as that. So for me, it's always a pretty good time to just chill out. Because the season is... I know there's people doing way worse jobs, obviously, but it's just sometimes it's just constant. Like this week's going to be mental. Absolutely mental. Got a quick turnaround, then straight into the last game of the season. On Sunday, I'm doing 4 streams next Sunday. I'm going to have Breakfast Club with Scout. I'm going to do the deadline stream. Then I'm going to do the FPL live like during the games at 4 till 6. And then I'm going to stream in the evening as like a celebration, sign-off, party kind of stream, basically. Have you started drafting for next year? No, not really. Honestly, my advice is keep an open mind. Keep an open mind for next year. Don't already have any players because fixtures play such a big part, as does price. They are the 2 biggest things. Obviously, we've got to wait for signings as well. If there's any new signings at the club, they could have a bit of a change on players and stuff like that, or teams. If you told me before the season, Iheanacho and Jesse Lingard were in 90% of teams come game week 36, so yeah, it's mental, isn't it? I'm not particularly happy with Lingard, but Jota's basically taken that decision out of my hands. And it is West Brom. I don't think West Brom defended pretty well today, but Liverpool could have been in behind so many times, and Lingard has been really good at that. So we'll see what happens. Son or Bale, I really think this comes down to how kind of different you want to be. What I will say is Bale did play like nearly 90 minutes, but you know Son's going to start. He's reliable. He's the one for me. The Chelsea-Leicester game could be a lot more open as each side's interest to win that one to avoid the tricky last day. Yeah, but I don't think Chelsea... I think Tuchel's come in. He's made them really solid, but there's another tweak or something he has to get right for them to start scoring plenty of goals. I just don't see him putting like 3-4 past Leicester. Not that you obviously need to score 3 or 4, but I don't think it'll be open. I think it'll be the opposite, to be honest. Because you're right, winning that game would be massive, but losing it would be worse, right? You lose that game, you let Liverpool back in, especially if you're Chelsea. So I don't think it will be open. I think we could see it quite cagey again. Why don't you captain Salah if Pope is still out? I haven't quite decided, to be honest. So if I look at... If I'm looking... I mean, Salah might be a consideration, honestly. Let me look at the defensive stats for these 2 teams. So, opponent stats per 90. West Bromley. Burnley are the 4th worst defence this year. 1.44 expected goals conceded. Villa are like 1.24. So they are also pretty bad. Kane is just so good this year. I got to be honest, last week I was all over Salah. I didn't even really consider Kane for my own captaincy. This week it's closer. For me. I think you can make an argument for either. I mean, they both did pretty well last week anyway in 36. Yeah, I mean, I know Burnley defence is bad. I mean, that's why I went for Bamford. But Villa defence is also pretty bad. Grealish is a bit of a pain. How many minutes did he get today? Did he get any? Because if he was going to play more regularly, that would make me a bit more worried. But I don't think he is. Yeah, 26 minutes. They've gone from 18 to 26. Do I regret the Konza move? No, not really. I think I've only played him in 2 games. I needed a cheap defender at the time. And no one else really punished me today anyway, so not really. Which keeper to bring in for him? Emiliano Martinez. I think it's got to be probably Dubravka at Newcastle or Meslier at Leeds. Just just because of fixtures, to be honest. Do I think Bruno starts versus Wolves? I don't. I don't know. We'll have to see what Ollie says, but I'm just not convinced. I'm just not convinced. Yeah, Foden I don't mind, but again, you're buying in probably for one possible start. He could get two, but it could also just be one. So you're kind of taking a risk straight away. Sigurdsson out, Greenwood in for the next two. Yeah, I like Greenwood. I will say, like, I'll be completely open and honest, the last game week is going to be hard to call for Man United because of the final. Like, City is going to be hard because we've already seen mass rotation last week. Chelsea might be a little bit easier because they'll still have something to play for. But Man United got Europa League in 3 days. I think there has to be a rotation. Top four's done. There is no need to risk players against Wolves. There just isn't any at all. I don't think Greenwood's starting the Europa League final. He is pushing for sure. He probably is close to getting a start. But if he's not, I think he's gonna play twice. Yeah, Gundogan's not a bad shout. To be honest, Mark, I hadn't really considered him. Game week 36, Man City's lineup has kind of put me off completely. It's kind of put me off completely. I just don't think going into the last two game weeks it's worth, for me, I don't think it's worth the risk. If I had rank to chase and I was going to captain them, then maybe, but I'm not going to captain a Man City player. So I think Gundogan's a good shout, especially while De Bruyne remains out. But even he's going to get a rest over the next two, you'd imagine. Where is your head at with Aguero in 38? I'm not going there. The thing for me, he wasn't even in the squad. He's played so few minutes this year. I get why people want to do it, and I think it'd be great if he does well. But like for me, I'm not going to captain Aguero. Just no chance my captain Aguero. Like Salah versus Palace just seems like a no-brainer. And ultimately, I'd have to make a move. If I don't want to take a hit, I'd have to make a move this week to save some money to then be able to afford Aguero. For me, it's just not worth it. For someone that can afford it, it's a bit like David Silva last year. Do you remember all the hype around David Silva as if he was going to stand on the penalty spot and City were just going to feed him balls? He ended up blanking. Aguero is obviously going to be closer to goal. He's not going to be on penalties, I don't think, after that Panenka. Maybe he will. Game week 36 has massively put me off City players, to be honest. Carly's, how's it going? Richarlison to Antonio, I have Bamford and Kane. Yeah, Antonio and Bamford are the two for the run-in for me. I know Bamford's minutes are now a slight concern, but it has to be. I think Antonio just looks fine. The only thing with Antonio is a quick turnaround, right? Will the hamstrings hold up? I mean, he seems to be looking all right to me, so hopefully he will. Thoughts on Fernandes starting 30? Yeah, I kind of just spoke about that. I wouldn't be massively convinced. I think Fernandes is great to own this week, but 38, it's tough. Take a hit to swap Zaha for Bale. I don't know about taking a hit, no. Let me see. Who the Palace? They've got a tough. It's Arsenal. Free scoring Crystal Palace. God, they're so bad, and they scored 3 goals past Villa. A hit. I mean, I do think it's a really good fixture for Bale. I'm not convinced it's worth a hit, though. I'm really not. Aguero's a pure nostalgia. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is, to be honest. I keep ignoring Pereira because of the fixtures. Yeah, to be fair, I can't remember what the person's name was, but someone said that in the comments section on my video. They said, you keep ignoring West Brom. They're like, I'm going to keep him basically. He's a big differential, so fair enough. Are you going to make a video on price predictions? Yeah, I probably will do that. Usually, the way FPL do it is they start dropping prices when it's soon to launch. Trust me, I'm going to be ready for next season. I cannot wait for next season. I know I say that every year, but this year it's going to be a bit different, which you'll find out. I don't know when you'll find out, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I hope. Could be awful. Game 38, City will be going all out with fans. I think you might want two. There's no way I'm getting 2 City players. No way. So I'd have to take a hit, because I'm definitely going to make a move this week. Don't get me wrong, right? If you could give me... And bearing in mind, one thing... There's like so many reasons to go into Game Week 38 with 2 transfers. One, we might get like I said, a steer off the managers of who's going to start. But 2, all the games are kicking off at once. We are likely to get a few team sheets, a few notifications about injuries or players not starting or players that are definitely going to start. The deadline stream is going to be manic. But yeah, if you could give me the Man City team sheet for Game Week 38, then yes, I agree. I would go for 1 to 2 City players. But unless I've got that team sheet, I wouldn't even I wouldn't even worry. The game will be a bit different on my You'll have to wait and see. I won't keep going on about it. It won't be as exciting as you think, but I also cannot wait. I'm excited. Who's going to be coaching Tottenham next season? I don't know. Thing is, like, I'm not going to talk about managers outside the Premier League. But you look at the Premier League, like Rodgers would be great. Why would Rodgers? I know it's in London, and I guess on like a value and stuff like that, and having Kane and Son, you could say Spurs is a bigger club than Leicester. But what Leicester are doing is so good, and he's just won a cup. Why can't he go a bit further? Who knows? It's a good project for him. So Rodgers would be good. I just don't see it. Potter, I think, would be good. At least he has kind of a style, a way of playing, which I think would probably suit Spurs players. But I just don't know. I mean, Potter would have to take it, I think. To go from Brighton to Spurs would be pretty big. Interesting stat. 13 of 20 teams scored more points away from home this season without fans. Home advantage for the next 2 game weeks. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a thing. You told me not to captain Ward Prowse. I'd tell you that every single week. Every single week, do not captain Ward Prowse. He only got 1 assist, didn't he? He got 1 assist and 1 bonus point. I mean, he only doubled Burns' score. Spurs land up with Scott Parker. I don't know who they're going to get. I mean, I know you don't need to sign a big name, but you've gotten rid of Mourinho, Pochettino. Where'd you go next? Can I give you more arguments about Kane captain? I mean, what do you want to know? Kane's great. Villa defense is bad. I mean, I try not to overthink these things. Like, I don't really see what else you can differentiate between Kane and Salah. They're both great. They're both playing bad defenses. Spurs could have scored way more goals today. Burnley are going to be quite open, I think. I don't know. I mean, what arguments do you want? What are you not liking about Kane captain? What do you not like about it? Guaita was on the bench. Maybe he was just giving Butland a run out. Got Rashford and Fernandes in the team for 37. Yeah, smart move. I like it. I think anyone that was able to hold on to Man United players and get through Game Week 36 is probably going to be loving life in 37. Have I won many mini leagues? I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, some of them are really tricky because I'm in them with like other people creating content and stuff like that. Trent's becoming a potential captain pick. Yeah, same old for me. As soon as Trent's got a good fixture, so does Salah. Therefore, I'm never going to captain Trent. Like, look at today, for example. Lost a clean sheet. It's like game over for captaincy. What about Bruno versus Kane? Yeah, that's probably a bit closer. I don't think there's really a right or a wrong answer. The thing I like about Kane and Salah is they're more likely to get you a goal than Fernandes. Like, Fernandes' open play goal threat is just not as high as the other two, and I don't really see why Fulham would massively change that. He's gonna have space to get forward, but I don't know. I like Fernandes as a captain this week, especially he'll be a differential to a certain extent. I just think Kane and Salah are better. That's all. Are they going to let you get in the Great and Good League? He kicked me out this year. Didn't get an invite. Trent got 1 bonus because he's a legend. Am I leaning towards replacing Jota or Iheanacho? I'm probably going to leave it right to the deadline stream because I'm hoping to get Man United team news. I'm tempted to go for Cavani. If I look at the top 10k player ownership, hang on a second. If I go to Man United, so Greenwood's 28%. Cavani's 1.24. Cavani is such a differential, but he's not on penalties. He's a forward, so obviously doesn't get points for clean sheet. Like, really, if I bring Cavani in, I want 2 goals. I want 12 points. Whereas if Man United keep a clean sheet, Greenwood's got the clean sheet point locked in. He gets 1 goal, straight away it's 5, etc., etc. A couple of bonus. He's up to double figures just with 1 goal. So I'll see. It's like I said at the start of the stream, Cavani just means I'm definitely locking in another attacking change, whereas getting Greenwood in lets me go for Robertson in Gameweek 38. So I'm not 100% on it. I'm going to have a think over the next couple of days. How long after a game is finished can bonus point share? I'm not sure, actually. Is it like an hour or so? They're not going to change now. They're not going to change... they're not going to change like for like Liverpool, I don't think. Was Jota news always a late revelation? Yeah, we didn't find out until after the deadline. We didn't find out until today, which is kind of mad. And apparently it happened in the last game as well. So that was pretty crazy. Like, one move I could make this week is Son to Fernandes, but there's just no way I'm going to do that. I wouldn't worry about United clean sheets with Maguire out. That is true. That is true. Okay. Lars, finally had one of those weeks with filler players coming good. Harrison, yeah, if you had Harrison, fair play, 16 points. Mitchell, I can't believe Mitchell got a goal and assist and conceded twice. 79 points with 10 players, I'll take it. Very nice. Congratulations. That's huge. Guys, I honestly wouldn't worry about who else is streaming. If you want it, like I said, if you want to go and watch another stream, that's absolutely fine. There's always people streaming when I stream. Morris for Jota for 37 as a differential. Yeah, but again, you're buying in for one game, which, to be fair, I'm thinking about doing the same with Cavani. So if you fancy it, but it's just Brighton and no pushovers. Apparently someone triple captain the Sheffield United player that scored. There's always someone. There's always someone. Why does Elneny have 11,000 transfers in? He's a legend. If you could have any keeper for the last 2 games, who would you back? Melia or Dubravka, I think. Just for fixtures, that's it. I mean, Ederson, if I knew Ederson was going to start twice, Ederson would be top of my picks. But, I mean, is Stefan going to start one of the games? Is Scott Carson going to play all 3? I don't know. I'm guessing that is it now for Carson, but you just don't know, do you? You just do not know. Next season, you're copying my team every week. Honestly, I think that would be very boring for you. But it's up to you. I mean, just remember last year I finished 166k. No attacking returns the whole season, gets a double return in blank game. Mitchell long-term holders rewarded. Yeah, massive. Got no leads. Man United is Greenwood or Rafinha for Jota. I think I would go for Rafinha over Greenwood, which I know is probably going to be a little bit controversial, but I just think better fixtures. I think minutes-wise, Rafinha's going to be higher than Greenwood as well. So, or could be. Yeah, Jefferson's listed. He's 4.5 million. Iheanacho to Bobby Firmino. No way. No way. I know he scored 2 goals the other day. I don't begrudge him massively, but not happening. No chance. Should we put more home players in? I don't know if it's going to be massively different, but it's a good narrative, I suppose. Yeah, most of the questions are going to be Rafinha, I think. Rafinha or this player or Rafinha. It's probably going to be Rafinha. Would you recommend keeping Mahrez if we've already got alongside Greenwood or Rafinha? Yeah, if you bought Mahrez in, you've got to give him Brighton. I think you have to give him the game and see what happens. Are you posting on Twitter while streaming? I'm not. I set up a tweet. I set up a tweet that I thought about. I thought it was quite a good tweet, to be honest. Not if you're a Calvert-Lewin or a Luka Dean owner. I scheduled it earlier. Is Bamford finally finished? No, I don't think so. Most Leeds fans that I've spoken to, who talk a lot, obviously, about Leeds, they think Bamford's going to start twice. The burgers were okay. They weren't healthy ones, but they also weren't like proper decent like burgers. So it was all right. What's your strategy in last game? It's go differential, protect rank, just get players with it. I'm honestly not even thinking about it. I'm really not. I like Cavani because he is a bit different, but I also think it's Fulham at home, so it's decent. It's a decent shout. But again, I could just go for Antonio, who has 2 good fixtures to end the season, and then just do whatever in Game Week 38. So I'm not fully decided. So I guess I'm thinking a little bit different by going Cavani over Antonio, but not really because of the rank. I think it's just a bit more fun. Have I had any hat-trick hauls this season? I must have had a few hat-tricks. I can't remember off the top of my head. I bet there's a really obvious one that I've forgotten about as well. Is Martial back? Like, officially back? Like, ready to start back? Can't imagine he is. Am I into any other fantasy leagues, different sports? Not really. Dallas or Rafinha? I mean that really depends on which other players you have. If you like, I think Dallas is one of the best defenders to own for the last 2 games, but Rafinha is also one of the best mids. So who you having in the other spot? You know, should my dog choose? No way. Mitchell in for Jota. One of my mates has got the same in one of my min leagues. A couple of the min leagues I'm in as well. One of them had Firmino captain and no Salah. So the 2 people ahead of me in this local Galway league, one got 30 points. They've still got Salah bonus to come. They captain Iheanacho and vice captain Kate. Like captain Iheanacho, God's sake. I'm hoping I'm going to go top now. And the other guy had Cody and Sice in defence with Holgate and Konza. And he played 5-2-3. He's got no replacement for Jota. Firmino captain. Sigurdsson for 1 point. Cody, Holgate, Sice, Konza all for 1 point. Could win that league now. Could win that league. Glad you enjoyed the watch long. Hopefully do a few more. Ideally, obviously, I want to do it when there's a lot of games on. Like Game Week 38, definitely doing a watch long for the last day of the season. It's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. Already have 3 Leeds players and have Greenwood. Any other players you're getting instead of Jota? Yeah, I think once you got rid of them, you probably are starting to look at like Man City, Newcastle. Let me have a quick look, just in case I'm forgetting. Just in case I'm like forgetting somebody who's amazing. I mean, I guess obviously it depends what kind of price as well. I mean, Lingard. I guess if you haven't got someone, Harrison if you want to double up on Leeds. Otherwise, I think you are looking Man City. Maybe Gundogan, like someone said earlier. I don't think there are too many other options. Havertz, but they're going to start twice. My missus thinks I listen to you more than her. I hope not. But I kind of do, you know. With teams like that, how are they ahead? I don't know. I was so surprised. Obviously, they've probably not planned massively for the blank, but the one that's playing like 5-2-3, I don't know. But they're ahead of me, so they've been playing this season. Hopefully I can just get ahead now. I don't even know what the prize is for that league. General tips to see out a 70-point lead in my win league. You're not going to lose that over 2 weeks. Don't start stressing about it. Just keep making good decisions. Okay, how long have we been going? 45 minutes. I think I'm doing alright considering I was a bit hungover today. 2 streams. Decent. If they did that, why were they ahead of you in the... I don't know. They must have been making good decisions before that, right? But now, not so much. Not so much. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy, right? Yeah, Pereira, I mean, obviously West Brom not got much to lose. I thought they played all right today. And he's on all set pieces, but it's West Ham at home, Leeds away. Yeah. Again, if you don't want to go for the obvious picks we already mentioned, why not Pereira? West Ham at home, Leeds away, nothing to play for. The I don't know, the strings are loosened, whatever. Penalties. Are you still in the middle where you get a free meal at the local restaurant? I don't think so. Also, they forgot about that. When I won, I messaged him. I was like, free meal. They're like, what? So yeah, I don't think they did one. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see from where. Okay, there's great prizes to be won. Here we go. Let me see what prizes they've got. There will be a lot. See, it says there will be a lot of prizes up for grabs. It doesn't say. Oh, hang on. The overall winner. Okay, overall winner gets. It's in Galway, right? Galway race tickets. Races. So busy. A football kit box. What the hell is that? Anyway, either way, I'm going to be in touch. If I win, I'll be in touch with them. Allison goal threat, differential. Gus, how is it going? What a header, right? It was such a good moment. Like, I saw someone commented on my stream, like, you're a Man United fan, you should... Like, I'm not sat in there cheering thinking, Christ, yeah, Liverpool have won 2-1. It's like such a good moment in the sport for that weekend. It was like, I was like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, Allison's actually scored a goal. Mad. It was such a good header as well. He wasn't really marked that well, but good header. Bamford, Iheanacho, Jailings, Maris, start 2, bench 2. I definitely bench Iheanacho. After that, it's tough. I think you have to start Maris because he didn't play the last one. Then it's Jailings or Bamford. I would start Bamford. Unless we get any kind of news that Rodrigo might start ahead, which I don't think will happen, then I would start Bamford. I wouldn't want to bench Jailings, by the way. Is your favourite song Galway Girl? I do like that song. And I lost my heart to a Galway girl. No, I got the wrong tune. And not the Ed Sheeran one. Not the Ed Sheeran one. I have the proper one. I have Mahrez and must play him 38. I have Iheanacho on bench, Bruno to Aubameyang, and Calvin to Firmino, or Bruno to Mane. Play Iheanacho and have no bench. What? I have Iheanacho to the bench, Bruno to Aubameyang, and Calvin to Firmino. Is this in 38? Or Bruno to Mane, play Iheanacho and have no bench? Probably the last one. Don't know about bringing in Firmino, to be honest. Yeah, Galway's great. You should definitely come here. 50-point lead in the last 2 games. It should be enough, yeah. Be very surprised if you lost that. Yeah, I'd say Galway's pretty good for stag do's. Don't see why not. Lots of bars, lots of pubs. I would consider Mount for the run-in, but I personally won't be going for him. To be honest with you. Right, people, I'm going to leave it there. Please do give it a like if you've enjoyed it. And hit that subscribe button. I will be back tomorrow with some videos. Back Tuesday with some videos. Deadline stream on Tuesday. And then content every single day for the run-in. For the run-in up till game week 38 with loads of streams on Sunday. Yash, did I miss it? Need defender 1.3 million in the bank for Aubameyang, Shaw, Holgate for 38. For 38? Why are people thinking about game week 38? Dallas. Yeah, I'd probably just go Dallas last day. Cresswell maybe, now Rice is back, but probably Dallas. So yeah, I'm going to shoot off. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I will see you all next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday and Sunday for sure. And then we're done. Madness. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Give it a like, please. Why not? And hit that subscribe button. Enjoy your evening. See you tomorrow.